punch in the throat. That could kill her, right? And the WNBA, right? The people that run that league, if you're DIJONAI here and you have a foul like that, I don't want to hear about, okay, that's a flagrant 2 and you get this sort of fine. She should be suspended for the rest of the season because this isn't, as you said, Tommy, a whoops. This is intentional. This was targeting Sophie Cunningham, and I don't care if the player is white or black. It does not matter. When you do this to somebody, this is horrible for the league. Obviously, this was done because Sophie Cunningham stood up for women, saying that men shouldn't play against women in sports because there is obviously a chromosome advantage, just like you see with steroids, a chemical advantage. And I'll leave it here. Serena Williams, I saw this clip just this week. 2013, she's on David Letterman when Letterman hosted the Late Show. And she was asked, would you play Andy Murray, who was a big deal in tennis, British guy in tennis? She said, no. I wouldn't. Andy asked me to do it. I would lose 6-love, 6-love. In other words, I would get wiped out in 50.
When the rivalry between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever reached a breaking point, the Hardwood Arena became a full-fledged battleground. No one anticipated a complete outburst of unadulterated physical violence on live national television. Even though tensions have been building for months in a high-volatility conflict zone where conventional basketball rules had collapsed, every possession seemed like a struggle for survival. As both sides took to the floor in preparation for an unofficial street brawl, the mood within the building was oppressive.
Ahead and preach, oh, white privilege, white privilege, white privilege. But DIJONAI, if I'm not mistaken, it was you that whacked Sophie Cunningham on the head. You whacked the white girl on the head, and you got a consequence for it, right? You got punished for it. And then you broke league policy because you took to the internet and posted white privilege. And then you don't even know. The rules itself says, according to the 2026 WNBA official rulebook, an ejected player or coach must immediately retreat to the team's dressing room, locker room, or leave the building entirely. However, because league policy prohibits players from using personal electronic devices or posting online until all post-game media obligations are fulfilled, they cannot use their phones while waiting in the locker room. And DIJONAI Carrington, you used your phone while you was in the locker room posting white privilege. You used your phone while you was posting the next scheduled date where you play the Indiana Fever on August 23rd. And DIJONAI, till this second, at the very time, it's 2:50 p.m. in New York right now. And up to this second, at the time of this recording, you have still yet to be punished yet, DIJONAI. You have still yet to be punished. So DIJONAI, please enlighten me. Where is the white privilege? Because if I'm not mistaken, it was Sophie Cunningham that...
Sophie Cunningham, the designated floor enforcer, caught the rock early in the first round and advanced quickly. For a clean basket, she locked her target on the hoop, lifted herself into the air, and fully exposed herself in midair. Cunningham finished the transition play by launching herself into the skies with unstoppable speed. It was meant to be an easy 2 points, but a predator was following her every move with malevolent purpose from behind.
About it. So immediately during the game, right? During the game, DIJONAI Carrington went to the locker room and tweeted,
maybe upgraded, I think, to a flagrant.
White privileged. How in the hell is this white privilege when you assaulted a player? Sophie didn't touch you. How is this a race issue? Make it make sense. Because I am definitely confused here, guys. I mean, I am hella confused. How is this a race issue, bro? And then not only that, Sophie Cunningham speaks on the matter. So immediately after the game, y'all know the reporters wasted no time catching up with the Sophster. And a lot of stuff did happen, and I did forget about the Caitlin Clark getting a technical. So Caitlin Clark is more than likely going to be suspended, bro. She's going to be suspended. So Sophie Cunningham was asked. Sophie Cunningham, in response to DIJONAI Carrington posting on Threads, white privilege, Indiana.
DIJONAI Carrington closed the distance like a vicious knockout fighter and delivered a horrifying blow to Cunningham's exposed head and neck. This was not a competitive attempt to play the ball or block the shot. Cunningham's posture was broken by Carrington's vicious clothesline, which sent shock waves across the stadium as she wound up her arm. Cunningham was thrown out of mid-air by the terrible contact which violently slammed her body against the hardwood floor.
You would think like, okay, that's not that bad, right? But then when you bring up another incident with Natasha Cloud during the same game, if I might add, during the same exact game, Natasha Cloud was seen pushing this same exact referee with no punishment, with no consequence. In fact, shutting DIJONAI's claims down that this is not white privilege. In fact, this is black privilege. Let's be real with ourselves. Shout out to Rose Rance, my guy, Black and White Sports. One of the realest in this space, man. Shout out to my guy. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. If you're not, you're living under a rock. But look at this, man. Natasha Cloud pushing the referee. Oh my gosh. One more time, just in case you missed it. Natasha Cloud bumping the referee. You can clearly see she's physically putting her hand on the referee's ribcage, pushing her out of the way. And the referee's like, no, Natasha, stop it. This is so attractive to me. Stop it, Natasha. I'm supposed to be professional right now. Look at this, man. This is disgusting work, man. You could put hands on the referee's bodies, on her arms. And this is, guys, I could be wrong, but this is the look of love. I don't know. This let me know if I'm tripping. This is the look of love. Play Sade, kiss of love. This is the kiss of love, man. But when Caitlin Clark gets bumped by this same exact person, Natasha Cloud.
So clearly was a foul, was not called.
Insane, man.
Oh.
Insane. And now that I'm looking at it, Natasha Cloud gave her a look. Like, you gonna let her do that to you, baby? Natasha gave her a look. Look at this. After this, look at it. She threw Caitlin Clark into her and then stared at the referee. You cannot make this up. Natasha Cloud looking at the referee like, oh, you really gonna let that happen? Look at this. This is crazy, man. And then turns out the other way. And the referee like, nah, I'm calling it. It was too much pressure on the referee. She didn't know what to do. So instead of not calling the foul, the referee said, oh, I'm going to call a technical foul on Caitlin. I got to do something. I missed the first foul. I have to do something. The referee must have just panicked because it's like, I can't help Caitlin. I refuse to. You know, it's not even helping her. It's just doing your damn job anyways. And then you want to see more black privilege, right? Because Paige Beckers, her skin color might be white, but she's treated like a sister. If I'm not mistaken, one of her parents might be black or something like that too, right? But neither here nor there. Let's look at Paige Beckers literally bumping a referee. Look at this. The music. I mean, look at this, man. Paige Beckers literally bumping into a referee. I don't know if this is a love bump. I don't know what it is, but it didn't get a technical foul, right? So once again, privilege in this league. You know what I'm saying? But man, listen, like, if this is white privilege, I don't know what it is, man. Listen, Caitlin Clark has it taken away by...
Cunningham struck the deck with a startling bone-crushing power, causing the entire audience to scream in complete horror. Cunningham refused to play the victim, and the ball somehow rattled through the net for 2 points. With a vengeful fury, Cunningham leaped back to her feet and stormed at Carrington, demanding immediate retaliation. Before terrified officials and teammates jumped between them to prevent a full-fledged altercation, she gave Carrington a hard shove to the chest. The broadcast was abruptly stopped by referees, who then hurried to the replay monitors to see the debris of that risky sequence. A clean wind-up, a powerful aimed impact, and a careless follow-through right to the throat were all visible in the camera footage. The only option available to the officiating staff was to immediately raise the infraction to a catastrophic flagrant 2 punishment. Fans yelled in utter shock as Carrington was immediately removed from the game and hauled off the floor. For league officials, the dismissal was just the first blow of what soon became an unparalleled institutional crisis. Before the final buzzer even sounded, Carrington retreated back to the locker room, totally avoiding the required professional conduct procedures. Ejected players are expressly prohibited under official 2026 league regulations from using their personal electronics prior to finishing their post-game media responsibilities. Carrington secretly pulled out her smartphone to start a full-scale digital offensive, disobeying every regulation in the book. Carrington posted the term white privilege directly onto social media rather of accepting responsibility or exercising self-control. To divert attention from her direct physical attack, she purposefully started a contentious culture war. Carrington tried to change the narrative and present herself as a victim by weaponizing racial speech from within the dressing room. In a matter of seconds, the contentious message went viral, sparking a tremendous political firestorm across broadcasting platforms and national media sources. After the game, enthusiastic reporters confronted Cunningham, who handled the media circus with unwavering dignity and frigid poise. She made it very evident that the risky attack was fully planned and carried out only to gain attention and cheap internet clout. She had previously been dismissed for a severe foul, Cunningham noted, and she accepted her punishment without placing the blame elsewhere. She proved that true athletic accountability has nothing to do with race or skin color by dismantling Carrington's story in its entirety. On national television, prominent media commentator Joe Kong Cha expressed his outrage at the attack's sheer audacity. Kung Cha became enraged by the careless neck shot and demanded that league executives intervene right away with the worst possible punishment for a deliberate blow that could cause a career-ending injury. He contended that a standard single-game ejection was way too lenient. Kung Cha vigorously advocated for a suspension that would last the full season in order to send a clear message to the entire sports world. Cunningham was singled out, according to critics, in part because of her outspoken support for shielding female sports divisions from unjust biological advantages. To highlight physiological disparities, commentators cited old footage of tennis legend Serena Williams acknowledging she would be destroyed when playing elite male players. An already intense inferno was fueled by this political context, transforming a violent altercation into an ideological battleground.